Hey, this is Liz, and you're listening to the SouthCack Syndicate Podcast.
Episode 20. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jared Ketterman, and I'm here with
Kyle Voss.
This is our 20th episode.
20.
Man, it just seems like we started this thing yesterday.
It does. I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Whatever. So we appreciate you listening out there to us, and it's almost Christmas, so if you hadn't got all your shopping done, Amazon.
Check the links in the description.
Amazon. Yeah, we should do that. Our favorite products.
Yeah. It's too late. Next year.
No, next year we've got some great ideas, and so we're going to do one more podcast for the year next week to wrap up 2022. And there will be me and Kyle giving a lot of secrets away of where we're headed next and how this year has treated us. And we want to hear from you. You can email us at
SouthCackPod@gmail.com.
So we love hearing from you. We've gotten emails on last week. We had Mark Bagwell on. We've gotten some emails from that. What a great episode that was. YouTube is current as of tomorrow. So no, as of today.
It's current now. YouTube will always be 1 week back. So if you're a listener, if it drops, 19 dropped on last Friday, 19 will drop on YouTube tomorrow.
Got it.
Or today, I guess.
Speaking of Friday, not tomorrow, but do you know what the low temp for here is going to be?
28?
11.
What?
11.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Highs are going to be in the high 20s or 30s.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Cold snap coming.
Crazy.
All right, big day today. Kyle, who we got?
We got Nick Crenshaw, or as we all know him, Pup.
Yep, Pup.
Pup.
This is a good one. I'm really stoked for this, which I'm stoked for all of our guests. And I think I say that every time, but this is definitely going to be in Jared's wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to be a bystander in this conversation. But yeah, this is a great, it's going to be a great podcast. We're going to talk about a great event for a great cause. And, and we're going to get into some of the details on why we got Nick in here.
Yeah, so if you know Pup personally, then you know what we're going to be talking about. And if you don't, then you've probably heard of Rock the Ranch if you're anywhere in the upstate or tri-state region. And if you haven't yet, you will soon.
Search it.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could tell us where you find it, right?
Yeah.
RockTheRanch.com?
Yeah, so it's RockTheRanchMusicFest.com, or we're on Rock the Ranch SC on Instagram, Facebook. So
Okay, cool.
that's our tag.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So there you go. We're talking Rock the Ranch, which is a outdoor music. How would you classify it? Outdoor music festival?
Yeah, it's an outdoor music festival. Excuse me. We raise money for two different charities, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and Shriners Children's Hospital of Greenville. So
Okay.
we dedicate the money there.
Cool. And we'll get into why that is.
Yeah,
Well, give us some history on the property itself.
Yeah. So where I live at is the Rock the Ranch Arena. Used to be called Charlie B Arena. Mm-hmm. So I think Jared's heard of that a little bit.
Grew up right next to it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So Charlie B was my grandpa, Charlie B Stancil. He had a chicken shack, which was a teenage dance club back in the late 60s, I believe it was.
Teenage Dance Club?
Yeah, so
Really?
it was an actual chicken house. Had dirt floors. And people of that era went there to dance, no drinking.
Yeah, just
Very
a good
class
old,
act. Yeah,
old school, what do they call those in Texas? Hall?
like a dance hall.
Dance hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So and there was people there, teenagers, and he'd like walk around the outside. Make sure nobody's drinking or making out in the cars. No
So
holding
they got a
hands.
flashlight going.
Come on, Grandpa. We had,
Thank goodness tinted windows hadn't been developed in the 60s.
right?
Yeah, 99 cents a pop to get in, and then
That's the cover charge.
Yeah, and that
You're like a DJ? How'd that work?
they had house bands.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them from Toccoa area.
That's
just
awesome.
local house bands is what started it.
Man, what were they getting paid? What was that house band getting paid? Just a guess. Like
If it's $1 to get in, I'd say
I think they
40,
had
40
like-
$50
And
maybe.
I think they had like 300-400 people there on a Friday, Saturday night.
wow.
So the band isn't getting $300 or $400. That's what they're getting today.
Yeah. They're getting 50.
They're getting $40 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which this was when? In the 70s?
No, mid to late
60s.
60s.
Mid to late 60s. So
Yeah, that was a chicken shack.
$50 is
Well,
probably,
that's when the U.S. dollar was still worth 100 pennies.
yeah,
Right.
Now it's not. So
true that.
Yeah. But then he went on from there, and the whole teenage dance club started fading out, and bought a property over here in Oakway, 100-acre farm. It's got like a natural amphitheater, outdoor amphitheater, built a stage himself, and started having concerts.
Promoting it.
Yeah, he went to New York City, I think before it started, and like they had these old, you don't find people on the internet back then. You had to like go through and like look at these big folders in booking agency in New York City. He went up there and got these booking agencies to just like tell him who to get.
Yeah.
And it was during the time of Woodstock, so he's like wanting to do the same thing here.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
that's insane.
Isn't that rad?
Like by himself. Didn't even know anything about it.
Just for one, because I have vivid memories of your papa, right?
Yeah.
Charlie B was such a good man to our family. My dad and my mom were great friends with them.
Yeah.
But just to picture Charlie B on a plane going to New York.
Yeah.
Going to buy me some bands to bring to Oakway, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Like just crazy.
Going through books.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
They look cool. They got long hair.
It says rock and roll right there. That's what we're looking for.
It was. I got a funny story. He when he came back from an airplane, like in New York City, he bought a chainsaw, Husqvarna chainsaw. He told me about. He bought it in New York City and took it on the plane
with him.
Put it in the luggage, whatever.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is before they had security.
Yeah, check the Husqvarna chainsaw and brought it home because it was cheaper.
You'd go to jail today if you walked into an airport with a Husqvarna chainsaw.
The chainsaw on the conveyor belt run through the scanner.
Yeah. He said it was greased up and everything, just ready to run. Yeah.
But it's typical to who Charlie B was at that time.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
For sure.
That's totally believable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So who was so the Chicken Shack ran very successful.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that was before my time. And then when he builds a stage, this is the vision. He was still probably a full-time farmer.
Yeah, for sure.
Who was some of the first?
Oh man, he had so the first one's like White Witch. He had, I think there was like 5 or 6 different years of just each concert he had 5 or 6 people. And they had Fleetwood Mac, ZZ Top, Marshall Tucker, Billy Preston.
So some big acts. I mean, some big, big,
huge to us because they're still relevant. But back in the 70s, Fleetwood Mac's probably just getting their start. So we were talking a little bit before the podcast, and you said actually Fleetwood Mac was not the headliner.
No, Black Oak, Arkansas was the headliner of that. They were the next one down, if you'd say.
That's insane.
Yeah.
See, it makes me think about like some of the ones I'm digging right now is like Larry Fleet. And I think that's going to, I mean, obviously he's already making his rise.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I was listening to his stuff before.
Yeah.
Before
it was played on the radio, you know, and he's not, they're playing his songs, whatever. But I mean, it happens so fast. Yeah. Like you get those good ones, you bring them in, and then they could be the next, Stapleton or whoever, you name it.
Right. There's
and I guess that's kind of what he did.
Yeah. But how do you know who to bring in? How do you know to sign? It's just luck of the draw.
Yeah, it is. He got really lucky.
He got lucky.
Not only did he have good ones,
yeah,
he had some of the greatest.
Yeah, that's right.
So
if you had a facility like that, you use it for 2 reasons. One is to raise money or make money.
Yeah.
The other is to bring in bands that you want to hear.
Yeah.
But you have to have a line there.
Yeah.
You've got to bring in what other people want as well, or you won't have anybody.
I think you guys do both.
Yeah.
We I'm glad we have a committee and like multiple people on the committee because I'd bring in people that I just wanted to hear.
Yeah,
sure. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So how does that work? Give us a brief rundown if you can.
Like on the committee?
Yeah, just like you got.
Yeah, so we have I think there's 12 or 13 total people on the Rock the Ranch committee. We've brought in a couple lately, just being married into the family.
Right.
But we we split it up. Like, say somebody has merchandise, they'll throw 3 or 4 people on that, and then 3 or 4 people to book the bands, do the band research and stuff.
So like try to research the up and coming, reach out to those folks, see what it costs to get them.
And then actual like the day of stuff, like getting stuff done.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I haven't been involved, but it's very much a community thing leading up to, cutting the grass and getting things ready and getting the booths, like it's not just.
It's not easy.
No.
It's a lot of work.
There's a lot going on.
And it's not like the day before. Everybody come in here and let's set up. Yeah. It's like months before.
Yeah. It's a whole year-long process, I'm sure, for you guys.
Yeah, it is. It's round the year. Like every month we're meeting, discussing stuff. Yeah. But it's a lot of work, but man, it's fun. And like everybody involved is like best friends, which means a lot. And it brought us together. It's cool. Like being this old, I'm 34, and like spending time with my best friends I grew up with. Like a lot of people can't do that anymore. Yeah. And it makes us do it. So it's cool.
Yeah. So your grandpa kind of brought that on. It wasn't called Rock the Ranch back then, I don't guess, right?
No, it was just Charlie B. Rock Concerts is what everybody called it.
Charlie B's place.
Yeah.
And so then that ended in?
I think 73.
73.
Yeah, was the last one.
And then how long did you go with no events at that?
So my mom actually had a couple of fundraising events for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in the 90s. I was born in 88, and I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis 6 months old. Then my mom had a couple like fundraising events, bands there on the stage in the early 90s for cystic fibrosis. Bad Creek band, they played.
Oh, yeah.
So they played a couple others were on the ticket, but
give us for those that are listening or watching that don't really know, give us a brief rundown of cystic fibrosis and maybe some things you have to, some of the challenges you have.
Yeah, so I was like I said, I was diagnosed at 6 months old. My life expectancy at that time was 21 years. So at that point, like who knew what was going to happen? There's always medical advances and stuff and whatnot, but that's what I was looking forward to.
Thanks to people like you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do.
Raising funds for that exact purpose.
Yep. So, so it's a lung and pancreas disease. It affects both. It's kind of like I was explained to when I was like 10 or 12 that I'd been smoking for 15 years and already 12 years old.
Yeah.
It's just fibrosis.
Started early.
Yeah, well, I couldn't help it, man.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. And then the pancreas part, I just couldn't absorb enzymes. Like the enzymes couldn't absorb the food. So I have to take enzymes every meal. I do breathing treatments probably 2 or 3 times a day. But at the same time, like I'm super fortunate and live my life every day to the fullest.
Well, it's normal for you now. It's like, you don't even think about it. It's just you've been a part of your life since you were born.
And that's what people say is like, how do you do it? Or what do you do? I'm like, that's all I know.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't imagine a 12-year-old and someone saying, well, you got lungs like you've been smoking your whole life.
Yeah.
What do you do as a 12-year-old? Like, how do you, obviously you went through it, but as somebody on the outside, I just don't, that's.
Did it register you how important or detrimental it could be?
Not at all. Not until I was honestly and still like 25-ish, honestly. Yeah. Like I was just like, man, I better take care of myself. Like I didn't take care of myself earlier in life because my mom would take care of me.
No, that's right.
Right.
So like, give me the medicines, do all this, make me do this. And I'm just like.
But now as an adult, I bet it's easy for you to get out of bed. Like
it is, yeah.
Man, the sun's up. I got another day. Let's go do something exciting.
And it's like because of my mom and like Charlie B, my grandpa, like they were there and just raising money for CF Foundation, man. It's come a long way.
And so how cool is it for you now as an adult to be giving back to the same organization that you didn't even know really as a kid?
Like how I got hit this far. Yeah.
Like this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you and thank you for raising money for good stuff there.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to leave out Shriners Children's Hospital.
That's right.
They do some awesome stuff.
They do.
We take a tour every year when we give the donations, and just every year we go in there and like see the stuff they do for kids and the kids' families and stuff. Man, it's awesome.
Yeah, they take a big burden off the parents.
Oh yeah, not a cost to any of them.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, getting back. Sorry.
no. How long has Rock the Ranch been a thing?
Rock the Ranch, not Charlie B.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Rock the
right.
Ranch, we just had our 5th anniversary last year. Well, this year, 2022.
Okay. So you started Rock the Ranch. You're a 501c3.
Correct.
Right. So you can take donations.
Yes,
for
please.
anybody that needs a write off, going to a good cause.
Yeah, and we will advertise. I mean, we love advertising, especially like our community. Like we want to do small stuff, like our small businesses, and promote that. And we want to be more than just a music festival. Like starting now, we were talking like last month. Let's just get out and do stuff in the community, like raise money for anybody in the community.
There you go.
I mean, just be a part of the community. If you see any of we call them ranch hands, which only a committee.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. If you see any of them, like, I mean, that's what we're wanting to do is like be out in the community and just good stuff.
Did
good
you start
stuff.
Ranch Water too?
No, yeah. That's good stuff too, though.
It is good stuff.
Yeah, we had that out in Montana. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. So who was some of your first acts your first year? And did you know what you were doing, or did you have the expectation of this is what I think it's supposed to be?
Dude, we had no clue.
So was it your idea to bring it back?
No. So, I'll start on that. A buddy of ours passed away unexpectedly in 2015. He was part of a band called Pluma Drive. They were my best friends. Like we grew up together, same age, graduated together, awesome dudes. And we just wanted to like support his memory, just be there for just make his life known and not forgotten.
Sure. Right.
And he was a super, super badass guitar player. And then Kyle Nicholson, who was part of the band, he was a bass player, Pluma Drive. He came to me and he was like, dude, we should just do something, anything. Like even if could we use the farm or could we do this and that? I'm like, whatever. Let's think about it. A year later.
There's a stage down there.
Which is falling apart.
Well, there used to be one down there.
Yeah.
But then he came to me and we just talked, and I talked to Hannah, my sister, and my mom, and they agreed like that. We could do that. We could do a fundraiser.
Oh, cool.
And the first year we did a couple different charities, circled around that. And
so was it established? Was the nonprofit established at that point, or were you just winging it?
no, it was.
Was it?
It was that first year.
There was some forethought in.
Yeah, and what's crazy is, I mean, we were in our late 20s doing this, and we're kids.
Yeah.
And we're doing getting insurance.
Yeah.
And writing our taxes, doing this 501c3 organization.
Not even knowing if it's going to be a success.
We have no clue.
Might be 40 people that show up.
But we have no clue what we're doing. I feel like it. And we put it together, and I think the first year we had probably 400 or 500 people. Ever since it's been growing, but I still look at it today and I'm like, how the hell did we make this happen? Being kids.
Awesome.
What's crazy is, this is a business podcast, or we try to kind of keep it in there, which this falls right in line. But we talk a lot about don't wait till you're ready.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Because you're never going to feel
ready.
like you were saying.
Dude,
we felt like kids, we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
Listen, that's everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us all the time.
Right now.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah. It was wild, man. And I still think about it day to day. Even coming here and talking to you guys, I'm like, do I even have anything to talk about?
You know what's funny?
You've got so much. Your story alone is, take Rock the Ranch out, your story alone is so much people will learn from.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Everybody that comes here feels the same way.
That's cool.
They're like, what do they want me to talk about? I think they think we're going to be like, all right, welcome to episode 42. All right, go.
Right.
But that's not how it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry about it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
If not, we'll drink some bourbon.
Yeah.
Or some beer.
Yeah.
So you've run 5 years in. How many acts have played Rock the Ranch?
Let's see. We do usually 6 or 7 per year. So I'd say 30, 35 people. We've had the band Pluma Drive, which they played every year.
That's awesome.
This last year we had the Still Woods, which was cool.
That's a big deal. You had Still Woods. They just played Walhalla here last week or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there at that one. That was a good concert. They lost old Rowdy the guitarist. But I actually met him. Funny story. He came off the they brought their motorhome in, parked right in front of my parents' house. Got off. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Old Rowdy comes off the stagecoach, looks like, and he's smoking Marbreds and just drinking a Budweiser.
At 9 o'clock?
At 9 in the morning.
Let's wake up.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Fun times. And then I think of that, and then I think about, like, my grandpa, Charlie B., like, what did he see? You know,
it wasn't a Marlboro Red and a Budweiser.
No, surely not.
It might have been something different.
Yeah.
Your parents are probably going, there's a bus in the front yard and this homeless guy is walking around with a cigarette and a Budweiser. You need to get over here now.
Yeah.
So Rock the Ranch is happening in 2023 as well.
Yes. We're shooting for early June, mid-June. So we haven't set an exact date yet, but look for us in June for sure.
Okay, and you're also raising money currently for any of that, because it takes a lot. I've been a part of many music festivals, and it's not an easy deal.
Yeah, for sure.
The work that goes in and the money and time that it takes to put something like that together it's not just we're going to have some bands. Y'all come over and drink beer with me and we'll have fun. Yeah. It is nothing like that.
Especially now, man. All the policies we got to take out, all the, you got to pay everybody.
No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. It's not.
Everybody wants their cut.
Yeah. It's not cheap either.
No, no.
And so do you have a website where people can go and PayPal or Venmo money in?
It's all on the rocktheranchmusicfest.com. We or just reach out to any of us on Instagram, Facebook, that Rock the Ranch SC. Yeah, we're taking sponsorships, free advertisement. Well, I say free. You're donating to some great, you're donating to some great charities. But we'll spread your small business or large business, whatever your name.
Yeah, you need a headline sponsor, like, man, I would love all states Rock the Ranch.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, we got that. We're shooting for that. Like,
I tell you what,
do you have packages built?
Yeah, we do. We have sponsor packages. We just finalized this year's yesterday.
Oh, cool.
So we have different tiers, and like this year we changed it up. We had different tiers of sponsorships, but this year we're like, customized. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to donate $20,
make it happen.
do it. Yeah.
Tell you what,
take it.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
We come back. We'll talk what you see the future with this venue, like what you and your
committee.
Yeah. Where you guys see it going, what you hope to do, and we'll go into how people can get involved and whatever. And I'd also like to hear maybe some.
We'll take the break and we'll talk all about it.
Crazy Rock the Ranch stories.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time consuming. When it comes to your auto and home insurance needs, make things simple and trust your Allstate experts. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your auto and home. Bundling saves money, sure, but it also saves you time. So you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact Clemson Allstate agent Shane Smith at 864-654-1047 today for a free personalized insurance proposal. Allstate, are you in good hands?
We're back with Nick Crenshaw. Talking music, talking tour buses on the break, talking favorite acts. So
Rock the Ranch.
Rock the Ranch. You can check them out online, any of your social media that you go to. So this is kind of like a legacy play without being like there was a gap, right? So it used to happen. It's happening now. It's an exciting time for the community of Oakway.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention before the break, here we are after it, but so back then, 1973, the last one Papa had was like, the reason he quit doing it was because the sheriff, I forgot the name of the sheriff, but they could not stand bringing these people into the county.
These hippies from other towns.
These heathens.
Yeah, this Woodstock pot smoking, raising hell folks. Like, they couldn't stand it. So that's the reason it got shut down.
It was kind of a problem. There was and I could see that back then, right?
Yeah, well, Woodstock would have already happened. That was in 68, 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Woodstock was
monumental.
Well, but it was still considered like way far out there, right?
Yeah.
Way outside the norm.
Well, nobody knew what was about to happen. They rented out a farm. They said,
Yeah.
we're going to set a stage down here. The old dairy farmer, I forget his name. He's like, oh, yeah, welcome to Bethel, New York.
Yeah.
Let's just have music. But there's what, 300, 400,000 people there.
Showed up.
Yeah.
And then our generation comes along
Yeah.
in 99 and tries to duplicate it. And it was just a total crap.
man.
Yeah. Did you watch that documentary?
I have seen it.
That's crazy.
And we
it's called
have
Dumpster Fire or something, ain't it?
well, that's what it probably
I think that's
should
what
have
it's
been
called.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some friends. We went to school with some friends who actually went in 99.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Did they say it was as bad as the Netflix documentary?
I'd have to ask old Joe because I saw him comment on something about that documentary, and I'm pretty sure he went. So.
I think to me the modern version of that is Bonnaroo.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, because people went to Woodstock that weren't necessarily like
The norm.
the normal hippie.
Yeah.
You know, they were just going for a great time. There were a bunch of frat boys that wanted to go to Woodstock because I felt like it was going to be a good time.
And even Bonnaroo, I mean, its location, its proximity to Nashville was a big deal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, their acts are, the biggest acts in the world.
When
were
I just talk
there.
about people that show up, man, when we'd go to CMA Fest, we'd drive right by Bonnaroo.
And they have the state signs that say Bonnaroo this way.
And there would be cars on the side of the highway
Yeah.
for miles waiting to turn in that place. And then when you pass it, it's like thousands and thousands of tents and campers and like,
Man.
you know, obviously I wasn't at Woodstock, but it's like what I think Woodstock would have.
You ever been to an
like-
outdoor music festival?
Yeah.
I guess
You just Spatunos?
I went to see you at Spatuno that one year.
Is that an outdoor music festival?
It's not anything anymore to my knowledge, but
They have stopped it, yeah.
I think Jeremy Hurley, they went from the Armory, and then they tried to do it at another location. I think it went for a year or two. And to my knowledge, I don't know that they're going to do that again.
They're not. That's a good point. They have helped us. I want to do a shout out to all those guys, man. They helped us
That's awesome.
a ton.
So Jeremiah Hurley
Yep.
was one of the big ones that I dealt
Was it
with.
Mark Merck or
Mark
something?
Merck. When I was playing Spatuno, Mark Merck is the one who said, "Will you play Spatuno?" And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Jared said, "What's Spatuno?"
No, I knew Spatuno because I'll say
big.
this: Stone Echo had played Spatuno for years before I came along.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sammy Price, who is my brother-in-law.
I did not know that. Yeah.
So
Nice.
those guys are just crushing it. I think they did the last show of the year for Jazz Fest not too long ago.
That's right.
So have you been to Spatuno?
Oh, yeah. Almost, I guess, since I was 16 or 17
So
years
would that
old.
be something that's, and I guess where I'm getting at is like, I want everybody that's
comparable?
listening and watching, I want you to give them a kind of a feel for what to expect if they show up to Rock the Ranch. Is it like Spatuno, which I mean, some of these people might not know what that is, but
Yeah.
give us a visual on that.
Yeah, it's similar. It's like the bands that have many bands off and on the stage, the setup, the vendors.
So it's in a field.
yeah.
That's kind of terraced, I guess.
Oh man, my grandpa had the perfect setup. I mean, it's a natural amphitheater. It's
Okay.
probably, I don't know, 40-foot rising just terraces. And
Okay.
it's beautiful under some oak trees.
Grass.
Yeah.
Bring your own
Yep.
chairs.
Yeah, chairs. Yeah, it's we have beer trucks, and it's family friendly too. We have crafts for like kids. We have face painting. We'll have like horseback riding during the day, so you can we have volunteer horseback riding, and you just pay like $5. Kids ride around on horses, just listen to music. It's cool. It's for everybody.
Show up early. Bring the family.
Yeah.
Get kind of settled in. Set your chairs or your blankets out or whatever you want to kind of kick back on through the evening. Let the kids do horseback riding or play games.
Is this a morning? Does it start at like 9 o'clock in the morning to midnight?
We usually open the gates at 12.
Okay, so we're getting there at noon for some good barbecue, some food. You got plenty of food there.
Oh yeah, we have 5 or 6 different food trucks. We have beer tent. We have just anything like for kids. That's what's awesome. Like you'll see kids playing cornhole, just hanging out just all day.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's a blast.
And what time usually?
Music starts at 1. So we usually open the gates at 12. Music starts at 1, and we do allow overnight camping. So if families want to
RV,
anything,
Airstream.
there you go. We have a big pasture in the back. Creek rolls through the back of the farm. You can camp on the creek. Last year we had probably 30 or 40 tents just on the creek. It was so cool. It's kind of like a little after party.
Yeah.
Like after the music stopped, like everybody.
Are you a rain or shine event?
For sure.
So
yeah, we'll have
matter.
tents. Yeah, we have a big, huge tent that actually we got from Spatuno.
There you go.
And that's why I wanted to shout out to them, man. They gave us a ton of stuff like that.
I love those guys.
They're so helpful. Like they were. We wouldn't be here without Spatuno.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's no way.
It's awesome that they didn't treat you like a competitor. They
or like buying it. We didn't have to buy anything. They just like lended us stuff, and it was so cool. It's cool to be in a community that just shares stuff like just for everybody here, like to enjoy music.
They kind of set the stage for the annual music festival in this area.
Yeah,
I mean it's been going on for a long time.
Yep.
So
I remember the old Fradies playing, and I think they're my second cousins, and they played they are.
They are. I think they're my second cousin. Okay, they are. They are.
They played old family. I remember they played Family Tradition back when I was like 18 or 19. I was underage drinking. And I'm up there. That's my family tradition. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know the Freddie boys well, and Howard and John both. They're just talented guys.
Good people.
Good people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So rain or shine, maybe lightning will delay y'all for a little bit, but you're getting right back in it and for a full day of fun in the sun.
It is fun, man.
So Stillwoods showed up in a tour bus.
Yeah, I think they were the only tour bus we had pulling up at the stage. Not speaking for my grandpa's concerts back in the 70s, but I remember getting a call. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dang, I got to do this already. Here comes Rowdy off the tour bus. He comes out smoking Marbreds and drinking Budweiser heavy at 9 a.m. I'm like, oh, man.
It's going to be a heck of a day.
I'm not ready for this. My mom and dad are calling me like, what the hell is in my front yard?
There's this guy walking through the yard with a cigarette.
Yeah.
Looking for you.
Nick, where are you at?
And then, so let's go back in time again, back to Charlie B's days, right? Mm-hmm. So Fleetwood Mac's on the way to the show, and the bus broke down.
The bus broke down on I-85. I think they flew into Atlanta. And this is coming from my grandpa, just telling stories. So they had to be there in like an hour, and they broke down halfway. And my grandma, Billy Stancil, drove halfway to Atlanta, picked these people up. She didn't have a clue who it was.
Yeah.
It's just a band.
She's like, well, I don't know what's going on. I'd rather be in the bed, but I got to go pick these people up.
These people smoking weed, doing what they're doing. And
they're rolling it.
And more.
Yeah. And she picked the band up on the side of the road in a rental van and brought them back. And it was Fleetwood Mac. Like, you look at it now, like, what?
That's awesome.
And I remember her telling me stories like, yeah, we were on I-85 coming north, and they're in the van just smoking weed, and I can't even help it. Like,
I can't help it.
Nothing I can do. These people.
But like Grandma and Papa, they're super straight laced. Like, they wouldn't do anything like that. Yeah. It was just a different time, and it was wild.
That's crazy. So what does the community think of what you're doing down there? They supportive? They giving you any kickback? Or
100% supportive, man.
That's great.
I talked to Julian Davis is a huge supporter. Love him.
Awesome,
dude. The Oconee County is like compared to back then, like. I mean,
it's like a total role reversal, I guess.
Yeah. The last time my grandpa had it, like the sheriff's office shut it down because there was a bad, just negative feeling about bringing that into the community. Yeah. And I see that back then, like you didn't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. This is
right after Elvis was
shaking his hips. He was shaking his hips.
Yeah. But now it's just, we don't have that stuff there, and it's just it's awesome. It brings the community together. It brings the older folk. I'm 34. I don't want to.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. So, but it brings everybody together. Everybody that loved the old Charlie B. Ranch concerts, and then the new folk. We're trying to bring in Clemson University students, like bring the community together for some good stuff.
What do you have for attendance? You got like 200 people. You got 20 million people.
No, so last year I think we averaged about 1,200, maybe 1,300 people.
That's pretty good for little old Snow
Shoot,
Creek
yeah.
Road.
I know it. Yeah, man, I love it. It's just seeing that many people come down the road just makes me happy. Just,
And you have EMS on site. You have fire
we
employees
have
on site.
Yeah, we have full support from Oconee County. The city of Seneca helps us out tremendously. They let us borrow dumpsters and trash cans and stuff. And Riley Johnson helps out a ton.
Really?
Yeah.
I love me some Riley Johnson.
Yeah, yeah. So we couldn't do it without those people.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's so wild to me that people want to be a part of it. Like it's so
Why
cool.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to be? If you're listening, that's
right.
Why wouldn't you want to be a part of it?
We actually talked about in the break that we might somehow, some form, we don't make any money, but we might be a sponsor in some way and do like a live podcast from
Dude, that'd
Rock
be cool.
the Ranch or something. I don't know.
We had a Fox 21 out there last year. They interviewed us and my mom and my sisters and stuff.
That's
It was
rad.
cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe the apparel company throws a
Something.
sponsor
We'll figure
out.
something
Yeah.
out. We'll give you an update.
That's great. So where do you see Rock the Ranch in 5 years from now?
Man, 5 years.
Or not. I guess I'd
No,
want both
that's-
sides. Like, where do you see it? But what would you like? What's your ultimate goal?
Because
You know, like realistically, where you see it might be based on growth numbers and all these things. But like,
Yeah.
where would you like it to be?
I want it to be back to 4,000 or 5,000 people, like my grandpa had.
Yeah, maybe like a 2-day event.
Yeah, for sure, 2-day event. But yeah, I want to see the attendance. Like I said, 1,200 people. That is awesome. And we appreciate all the donations, all that. But man, if we could get some bigger names and bring in more people in like the community, I want to pull some people from Georgia, North Carolina. Like running up and down 85 is so easy. It's right there off 85.
We are the corridor in between Atlanta and Charlotte.
Yeah,
I mean, we're halfway. There used to be a show on Rock 101 called Atlanta
Corridor.
to Charlotte.
Oh yeah,
And they would have these bands that weren't on a label. They'd have like a 2-hour segment in the evening, like Friday at 9 o'clock, and live. And we're doing Atlanta to Charlotte. And you hear all this stuff. That, keep in mind, this is way before Instagram.
Right.
It's way
Right.
before Facebook and any of that.
Yeah.
And it was the only chance for local bands to get airplay.
yep.
And it was a big deal. And so our location is not just for Lake Kiwi and lake houses and stuff. We are geographically in a perfect spot.
I agree. And
for all kinds of things.
how did my grandpa pick that? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he knew that apparently, like
Yeah.
subconsciously, maybe. I don't know.
He was a smart man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anybody out there listening that either wants to participate or knows somebody that might want to participate, you guys could probably use like a headline sponsor, huh? Because I
Man.
think for you guys, you guys raise funds to pay for these acts ahead of time. It's not like you're booking the act and hoping you make enough money on the back end to pay for them.
Yeah,
You guys are doing this ahead of time.
yeah. We want to break even the day of.
Yeah.
So we can spend every single dime we make the day of on these charities.
On these charities.
Yeah.
So if you could get a big headline sponsor
Yeah, that'd be huge.
ahead of time, even maybe label the event sponsored by,
Yeah.
Rock the Ranch sponsored by
Exactly.
State Farm, whatever.
Sure.
Then it would be in your advantage. You could book bigger and bigger acts,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Draw more and more people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're pushing for. We, like I said earlier, we kind of updated our sponsor page, and we're just wanting to, get these small businesses in our community advertising.
Up. Yeah.
Sure.
Step up.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, man. So it doesn't take. Let me back up. It takes a lot to put this together. Not anybody could do this. You got a whole village, they say, right? You have
sure.
a committee that does that.
Yeah.
But you hadn't been here all your life. You took some time and went over the pond and spent some time in Paris.
Yeah. Yeah. I lived in, I can't say I lived. I stayed in south of Paris for about 4 months. Worked over there in Europe. So yeah, man, it's crazy. And actually, I saw Blackberry Smoke in Paris,
Shut up.
and I saw Marcus King in
What?
Paris.
That would be
What?
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys reached out to Marcus King?
We have, dude. He's so expensive.
Because
Now.
he's a local boy too. Like you think,
Greenville, yeah.
you'd think he'd
Yeah.
kind of step up a little bit, maybe.
He's up there.
I get that, but I mean,
Hey man, anybody listening wants to throw the funds out. Let's
this-
bring him home.
listen, maybe it's just me, but I'm one of those guys. No matter how big I get,
Yeah,
I think I'd always give back.
yeah,
I would be that guy that if I was, you name the artist, I would show up at my restaurant in Nashville on a crazy odd day, do a full set. You know, that's who I would be, or even not even my restaurant. Even if it didn't benefit me, I'd just show up somewhere.
Well,
like locally. And,
That sounds great on the front, but a lot of these guys are managed by a team that says you can't do that. It's in your contract.
I would make sure the contract was open enough to make that happen.
Well, that'd be a good conversation to have.
Yeah.
But if you want to pay the funds and you want to see your favorite large act, then please donate some money to Rock the Ranch.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
what?
This was a good episode.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. You got anything? Any plugs? Got any stories?
Yeah, I got some stories.
Stay away from the porta potty.
Inside joke.
Inside. A lot of people get that one. Yeah. Another story I got. I don't know. I do know one. My grandpa told me about another Fleetwood Mac story.
I do love me some Fleetwood Mac.
Me too.
I don't remember who it was, but there's the loading ramp up behind the old stage, and some lady, it wasn't Stevie Nicks, but it was prior to Stevie Nicks, was going up the back loading ramp and slipped and fell. She fell like 20 foot, like slid down the loading ramp 20 foot. Grandma had to pick her up and like help her all the way up. And the music was already started, like playing. So there's no telling what was going on. Like, had to bring them up there.
I can see Billy going, now, if you wouldn't have smoked all that weed, you wouldn't have fell down that ramp.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
That's awesome. So we talked, I think we were on break when you were talking about bringing the original stage back.
Yes, man, that is our goal.
You've got some of the wood where ZZ Top, Fleetwood Mac, like all these big acts have played on, and you want to use that and be able to say this is the same stage, right?
Yeah, dude, I think it would mean wonders to even like new coming bands, local bands, to play on the same stage that all these big names played on.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think it would take much to get it back. Like the stage is still standing, the foundation's there. We just need funds
just to revamp it a little bit.
It's a beautiful spot. Beautiful spot. We do now for Rock the Ranch. We bring in a temporary stage from like Charleston, and they set it up, which is gorgeous. They do a great job. But man, if we could have that old stage rebuilt, that would be huge.
Yeah,
like it is a big deal. I played a stage in Illinois. I think I was opening up for a good friend of mine, Matt Poss, and
shout out to Matt Poss. Listen, Matt.
Always a shout out to Matt Poss.
Let's get you at Rock the Ranch. Let's make it happen.
We should bring that up to him sometime. Yeah, so, and it was
he listens. He better listen. So
it was a place called the MVP, and it was right on the river, and like gravel going in, and trying to get the tour bus into this spot was shady at best.
Yeah.
And there was a trampoline beside the stage, and it was just everything that you would think. It was just a really cool vibe it had going on. But the stage that they had was part of the original Farm Aid stage.
Yeah.
So it is a big deal just to know the history sometimes. When you're on the road like that and you're just going,
right.
You're doing your hour, 50 minutes, whatever, at all these places, and then somebody stops and you know where you're standing?
Yeah. You can't manufacture
on the same stage that so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. It's kind of like what the Opry is to all of these kids coming up.
In that circle.
Yeah.
You can't manufacture history.
Yeah.
History is history. You can't like just create something new and then be like, oh, it has history. No.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's what sets us apart. I really do think so.
I totally agree. And I actually think, not obviously I don't know because I'm not on the inside, but I think that you guys leave a lot on the table when it comes to marketing the history of what you have.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, totally. We like I said, we have 12, 13 member committee. You know, we could do better on different stuff. We don't know how.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Or we're learning. You know, this is only 5 years in.
You're right. You guys come a long ways in 5 years.
Yeah, but you're still grassroots, and that's what's important. Once you get corporate involved, then it all gets kind of screwed up. But
yeah, you're right.
I think you're doing it great. I think you're doing a great job, what you've been doing. I can't wait to see what the next 5, 10, 15 years come. Like, we're going to have another podcast in 3 to 5 years, and it's with Nick And it's going to be a whole nother ballgame. He's like,
go back to episode 20.
I got gray hair now. We've had so-and-so and so. We have tour bus parking. We've got 18 tractor trailers out back, you know.
Yep. I would love that.
When Metallica headlines Rock the Ranch, it's going to be epic.
Yeah. Tool and Metallica 2029.
Yeah, there you go.
That's maybe too soon, but I like where your head is.
The comeback tour.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, this has been great, guys. Nick Crenshaw again with us today, and we appreciate your time and all the stuff you've offered. And if you want, tell them one more time where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug a couple of events we got going on.
Sure,
Please do.
Yeah.
So we're starting to raise money for 2023 music festival. So we have we're planning a car show here in Walhalla in the early spring.
Great.
Like a Rock the Ranch car show?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be near the garage.
Okay.
Garage tap room.
Yes,
Sweet.
correct. We're going to do a benefit there. We're going to have music and food plates for you to buy. Car show, just enter in for that. And then earlier, January 8th at QE Brewing Company, 4 to 7 p.m., a guy named Aaron Rousey, he's going to be, basically, he's doing this for Rock the Ranch. He's doing a benefit for Rock the Ranch. It's called Aaron and Elvis Birthday Bash. It's Elvis Presley's birthday, and apparently it's Aaron's birthday. So this dude just went out on a limb and helping us out. Yeah, he's wanting to support Rock the Ranch. So we're doing that at QE Brewing. It's going to be January 8th. We got food plates there and music as well. And then, like I said, the car show is in. It's going to be early spring, so watch out for that.
Awesome. I'll get on both of those. Help you promote those any way I can.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Super great.
Sweet.
Episode 20 wrapped up in the books.
Appreciate it, Nick.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me and supporting Rock the Ranch. It means a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
It means a lot to us to have you here.
Yeah.
We will see you next week. Thanks a lot.